over here from somewhere. Oh, Ching Chong Ling Long Ting Tong.
Asian stereotypes. Yes, I will admit racism stubbornly sits deep within me. Growing up, my lily white family was a bunch of blue blood racists. They were silently resentful and passively aggressive towards mixed relationships, but never uttered racial epithets out loud because that would be unbecoming of decent folk. Racism for them was a given because they had a serious inferiority complex. So to overturn their legacy, I'll begin by taking a vow. I hereby vow to stop perpetuating those trendy stereotypes about how smart and nerdy Asians are. You know, that positive racism camouflaged as self-denigrating reverse racism. I will say, though, that I've witnessed some stupid, fucked up Asians firsthand. Now, if you could only imagine the small-framed, light-skinned, black-haired variety from China, Korea, Vietnam, and Japan, then your SAT score is probably an 800 out of 1600.
We will make America proud again.
In case you didn't know, Asian also means all the hidden billions from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Kazakhstan, etc. And yes, the very ones you profile as the smart ones. One thing that really drives me crazy about Orientals, Far Eastern Asians, is how they wrap plastic inside a plastic inside a plastic for about 10 layers to protect that one little piece of candy. It's like a 10-piece Russian Matryoshka doll that leads me to an exasperated fury. That candy is much more secure than their computer defense system, i.e. the slow-drifting hot air spy balloon shot down off the Carolina coast. Wasteful and stupid. And if you thought about counting Russians as Asians, you probably should. There's no end to their stupidity, as you will readily agree these days. Endless Asian Russians get drunk and stumble outdoors in the heart of winter to be discovered the next day or next thaw as human popsicles. Vodka certainly isn't giving them IQ points, although they believe it cures all ailments such as STDs, COVID, and death by frostbite. It does effectively pickle their corpses over a harsh winter, though. I have unwittingly gazed into their frozen black grapes for eyes. It is racially accurate to say that Asians can't drive. But that's only in Texas, where the roads have 4 extra wide lanes for our extra wide monster trucks. They get lost in spatial wonder and drift across lanes at 15 miles per hour, usually all the way to the left. Fuck my life. In Asia, they spend most of their time in horrendous traffic driving 1 to 2 inches apart without making a scratch. Bad drivers? Yes and no. If they happen to be Chinese or Vietnamese, then they just need to sense their boundaries like any good leftist communist who, as Americans well know, is stupid. And speaking of micro-penises...
China. You take China. China. I love them. China. I have to have my China. China, because China.
And I don't mean the Chinese here. But speaking of China, it is COVID Central, in case you didn't know. What's freakishly weird about the Chinese is they're not sure whether or not Westerners actually exist. So they need tangible proof. They'll actually come up to you and ask to touch you. It gets really awkward when it's a 13-year-old girl. Which part do you offer for her to touch? Haven't they read Little Red Riding Hood? Wow, talk about naive. And what's even worse, did you know that Chinese people will eat pizza and burgers with chopsticks and drink hot water in Texas? Fuck my life. And if you haven't watched Japanese porn, you should, because it's truly fucked up. Their sexual perversions far outstrip ours. In one show, they have a week-long jerk-off race to see which man can fill jars with the most cum. I imagine that the women will participate in the second leg of this event, a kind of tag team jerk event, and then believe me, that's on the tame side of things. I won't specifically target the Vietnamese because we targeted them for a good 8 long years. I will never forget one scene from the war film Full Metal Jacket.
I've done got me 157 dead goose kills and 51 of buffalo stew. Them are all certified. Any women or children? Sometimes. How can you shoot women and children? Easy. You just don't lead them so much.
Go America! We now interrupt this broadcast to bring you a message from America.
'Cause now you have to answer to America. Fuck yeah. So lick my blood and suck on my America. Fuck yeah. What you gonna do when we come for you? It's the truth.
Now let's take a moment to recognize our best Asian ally.
Too expensive. I'm student. I just can't control myself. Hi, Sunnis.
Yes, the Koreans. And have you seen the beauty ideal in South Korea on Twitter? Big fake tits and no ass. So when they stand, they get a backache, and when they sit, they get a butt ache. Not to mention the 3-foot-tall platform shoes attached to their already twiggy frames. And in the background, you might notice deliberately undersized Korean men, easily yet hopelessly gawking up their miniskirts, because they aren't wearing stilettos. They should sign up for the Japanese jerk competition. Last, and definitely least, North Korea. Do I really need to say anything? Okay, here we go, because you probably really didn't know these juicy tidbits. Number 1. Their leader, Kim Jong-un, looks like he frequents Golden Corral and hoards child pornography. Their capital, Pyongyang, houses 3 million people, all elites. No low-class scum allowed. You know, the people who pave their roads. Speaking of roads, only 3% of their roads are paved, which is strange because of number 4. They have this thing called the 3-generation rule, where if one person in a family commits a crime, the entire family goes to jail. For life. And not just that generation, but the next 2 generations as well. So no conjugal visits in prison. I wonder if gay or anal sex are allowed, or will they get a second life sentence for sexual deviance? And to top it off, they still have concentration camps. See the 3-generation rule above. They have about 200,000 state criminals. That's 0.0076% of their population, which is 100 times less people incarcerated than in the U.S.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So you see, Asians can and do sink just as low or almost as low as Americans, Brits, Spaniards, and Germans, among others. But at least they get better SAT scores, which isn't too hard in America.
We will make America proud again.
Hell, Asians can get an 801 in their sleep.